All right, welcome to 7.3, day 1. Today we're going to talk about the inverse, or how to find the inverse of a square matrix. So 2 by 2s, 3 by 3s, 4 by 4s, so forth. Primarily just 2 by 2s and 3 by 3s. All right, when we find an inverse, or if you have an inverse, when you multiply a matrix by its inverse, you should get the identity matrix. The identity matrix for a 2 by 2 is 1, 0, 0, 1, so you'll notice that's reduced row echelon form. The identity matrix for a 3 by 3, very similar, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. So again, if you have a matrix and its inverse, and you multiply them together, the identity matrix is what you should get as a result. So if we look at this next slide here, they want us to prove or show that matrix B is the inverse of A. So if that's the case, when we multiply these two together, we should get 1, 0, 0, 1. And so that's what we're going to do at the bottom here. So again, you know how to multiply row times column. So row 1, column 1 right here. Row 1, column 2 right here. Row 2, column 1. Row 2, column 2. So there's our multiplication, and you can see when we simplify that we do indeed get 1, 0, 0, 1. So what this verifies or proves for us is that B is the inverse of A. We could flip-flop that too. We work backwards. We could say that A is the inverse of B. But for this case, they want us to verify B is the inverse of A. So A times B, 1, 0, 0, 1. So we're good. All right, finding the inverse. Can you just type this into your calculator and get an inverse? Yes, you can. When we get into 3 by 3s, that's how we're going to handle that. But for 2 by 2s, we can actually do this by hand, and we'll get a system of equations. So we have matrix A. We don't know the inverse, but we do know when we take A times the inverse that we should get the identity. And so what we're going to do here is set this up so that when we multiply, we're going to get a system of equations. And I'll show you that real quick. So when I take this row times this column, I get 1a plus 4c equal to 1. And then when I do row 1 times column 2, I get 1b plus 4d equal to 0. If I look at row 2, do the same thing. Row 2 times column 1 gives me this equation equal to 0. And row 2 times column 2 will give me a second equation with b and d equal to 1. Now this one worked out really well for us, and here's why. If we look closely at these two equations right here, we can see that the a's are opposites, so they're going to cancel each other out. And if I add these two together, you can see that I get c equal to 1. Similarly, if I take these two equations, you can see the b's are opposites, so if I add them, I get d equal to 1. So that worked out really well for us. Now that I know what c is, I can plug it back into either one of these equations and solve for a, and I can do the same thing here to solve for b. And so that's what I did. You can see I plugged them back in, put c equal 1 back into the top one, found out that a was -3, put d up here, so I get b plus 4 equals 0, b being -4, and that is my inverse. Let's slide it down a little bit. And so after I found c and d, plugged them back in, I can get a and b, and here is my inverse. So a, b, c, and d. So my inverse for a is -3, -4, 1, 1. You could verify that really quick. If I take this one and multiply it by a, I should get 1, 0, 0, 1. If you do that with your calculator, that's indeed what's going to happen. 3 by 3s. We can do this by hand, but it is a giant pain, and that's an understatement. So what we do when we get to this point, if we have a 3 by 3 matrix, we're going to do the inverse on the calculator. So you can see the answer right here. That's great. Okay, inverse A equals that. I'm actually going to post a separate video, a short video showing you how to do this. I will do this exact problem in that video to get to this answer. And so real simple process as far as entering the matrix in and finding the inverse, but I'll show you how to do that. So some of you may know already. If that's the case, then you don't need to watch that video. If you're not sure, then go ahead and check out that mini video on the calculator as well. All right, last slide for today. This is very similar to the one we did a couple slides ago. So again, we have A, we're looking for the inverse, so we're going to get a system of equations. So I'm going to take row 1 times AC, row 1 times BD. I get those two equations. I'm going to do the same thing with row 2 times column 1, row 2 times column 2. And I get the equations you see in red. Now notice I put parentheses around these and multiplied by 5 and negative 5. I'll explain why real quick. So this is 2. When I multiply this, I get 2a minus c equal to 0, but nothing cancels out here. So I'm not going to multiply this because I'd have to use a decimal. I don't want to do that. But if I take negative c here and I multiply by 5, and I just noticed something here. I got a typo. Give me one. All right, sorry about that. As you notice, I had positive 5 here before. It should be negative 5. Here's why. Again, I don't want to cancel these a's because I'm going to need a decimal. But if you notice here, if I multiply c by negative 5, that's going to give me plus 5c, and that's going to cancel out right here. So that's what I did. The other reason for that, negative 5 times 2a will give me negative 10a. So when I add these, I get 1a. So a equals 1. I'm going to do the same thing over here and multiply this by negative 5. The d's will cancel out, and I get b equal to negative 5. Again, I got another problem I got to fix there. There we go. And so b is equal to negative 5. And once I have a and b, I can go ahead and plug them back in. You can plug it into either equation. I'm just going to plug this in right there and right here because of smaller numbers. And so when we do that, solve for c, we are going to get c equal to 2. And again, what happens here, I move this over and I'm going to get negative c equal to negative 2. And then when I divide, in fact, let me squeak that in here. So when I move that 2 over, like so, and then we divide by negative 1. Similar idea here. We add 10 to 1, we get 11. That's equal to negative d. Divide by negative 1, and d is negative 11. And so that gives me my inverse matrix there. 1, negative 5, 2, negative 11. So again, hopefully that helps now as you're working on finding inverses for 2x2s. And again, if you need to, check out that tutorial on the calculator for finding the inverse of a 3x3. All right, thanks.